All right, so for the third part of our lesson on determinants of matrices, we're going to look at an application of determinants involving geometry. Specifically, if a triangle in the coordinate plane has vertices a1, b1, a2, b2, and a3, b3, then its area is given by plus or minus 1/2 times the determinant of the matrix, where the first column is made up of the x coordinates of the points, the second column is made up of the y coordinates of the points, and the third column is made up of 1s. And there's a plus or minus in front because it's possible that you might end up with a negative answer for the determinant, and in that case you've got to take the opposite of it, which requires having a negative sign out front. Basically, in the end, whatever the answer is, you need to make it positive. Let's take a look at an example. Find the area of the triangle in figure 1. Now, before, when we wanted to find the area of a triangle, we know that the formula is 1/2 the base times the height. But unfortunately, because this triangle is kind of tilted on an angle, there's not an easy way to figure out the base and the corresponding height. Instead, we can use the determinant of a matrix where the elements of the matrix come from the coordinates of the points. So if we look at the vertices of this triangle, the coordinates are 1, 2, 3, 6, and -1, 4. So the area of this triangle is given by plus or minus 1/2 times the determinant of the matrix that has elements 3, 6, 1, 1, 2, 1, and -1, 4, 1. Remember, we've got the coordinates of the points, xy, xy, and xy, and then 1s on the last column. So we've got plus or minus 1/2 times this whole determinant. We're going to start with the first element in the first row, and we're going to go from left to right. So we've got 3 times the determinant of the matrix that we get when we delete the row and column that the 3 is in. So that's going to give us 2, 1, 4, and 1. Then minus 6. Remember, the next one is subtracted, and the coefficient there is 6. So minus 6 times the determinant of the matrix that we would get if we deleted the row and column the 6 is in. So that's going to be 1, 1, -1, and 1. And then plus 1 times the determinant of the matrix we would get if we deleted the row and the column that the 1 is in. So that gives us 1, 2, -1, and 4. So we need to evaluate these determinants, do the multiplications, and multiply the final answer by plus or minus 1/2 with the sign depending on the sign of the result. So let's look at the determinants of these matrices. For this one, we've got 2 times 1 minus 4 times 1. So that's going to be 2 minus 4, which is -2. So 3 times -2. Then minus 6 times this determinant. We've got 1 minus -1, which is the same as 1 plus 1, which is 2. And then plus 1 times this last determinant. We've got 4 minus -2, which is the same as 4 plus 2, which is 6. So now we can do all of these multiplications inside the parentheses. We've got -6 minus 12 plus 6. The -6 and the positive 6 cancel, and so we're left with -12 on the inside. And when we multiply this, we've got plus or minus 6. And of course, we want the positive answer, so 6. And so the area of that triangle ends up being 6 units. Again, this is just one application of matrices and determinants. You will see more of these in future math classes.